Okay, so the next one is how you send the database out to people. So you've set it all up in the main database administration. The database that you send out is basically the one in here, blank.mdb. Now, the reason I was dithering when we looked at blank.mdb was that there's two ways of doing this. You can either create an individual copy of blank for each member of staff, or you can send everybody the same copy of blank and they choose their name. Obviously, the one where they choose their name has got a lot less admin for you. However, people sometimes don't manage to choose their name. Don't ask me why, but they choose somebody else and the data all gets messed up. So it's kind of like it's like a control versus amount of work sort of thing. And I think what I eventually decided with the peer appraisals was that it was probably better just to do that little bit of extra work in order to kind of control people and make sure that they had the right data, rather than trying to endlessly, sort out people's messed up data where they filled out the forms as the wrong person. So unfortunately, doing it this way means that you do have a little bit of extra admin. So this is blank. You need to make a copy of it for each member of staff. And there is a batch file that does that, and you can use this spreadsheet, copy staff names to batch file in order to build that batch file up from the latest staff list. So if I open that up, okay, you want to go down to the staff list sheet here, and this is the latest staff list. Okay, if somebody's left, just remove them, just delete the row. Not that Lucy's leaving, God forbid. And then if you want to add somebody new, you just put them in here. So you put their name, and then you put .mdb and the speech mark. Okay, so when that's done, then you go here. Sorry, I'm dithering a bit. Right, that's right. Okay, so that one's being deleted. That's why you've got the ref there. So you can delete that. And you need to copy it down one. So just copy down one, you should get Lucy there. So you basically have to make sure that this matches the staff list. So if you've deleted anybody, get rid of the ref. If you've added anybody new in, you have to sort of copy the ref down. Okay, so that's the basis of the batch file. So you copy all of that, just select it, click copy, and then you go to the batch file, edit it with a right click there, and you just can get rid of anything that's there already and then paste it back in for the stuff that you copied from the spreadsheet. Okay, rather than having to type all this out manually, which would take you forever. So that's done, so we save that and then you close it down. Just going to check this is empty, so the staff folder is empty. So I'm now going to run this batch file by double clicking it, and what I should end up with is a copy of blank for each member of staff in the staff folder. So fingers crossed, I haven't done this for a while, so we double click that, off goes the batch file. Then we go into staff, and there's a copy of blank for each member of staff. Okay, now it doesn't end there, because you have to open each of these and tell the database who it belongs to. So that's the really tedious bit. I'll do it for a couple of people and then you'll get the general idea of how to do it. So let's start off with Zalal. Oh, I can't double click. Oh no, here we go. So here's Zalal's database. But the moment it thinks it's new staff, doesn't think it's Zalal. So you've got to go to the blue admin button again, Solar, go here. Okay, and now you've got to choose who this database belongs to. It doesn't belong to Adrian, it belongs to Zalal. And it will update the forms for you. and then take you back here. So now it's Zalal and it's the people that she's appraising. So that's what you do. So we'll close that database down. That's now ready to email to Zalal. Come back here. Let's do somebody else. Let's do Ebby. Okay, hit the blue button, put Solar in. Okay. Find Ebby. Okay. Dates her. I'll have to maximise it, otherwise I can't see her. So, okay, that's Ebby's. So that's what you have to do. For each of those copies in this staff in this staff subfolder, you just have to open each one up and choose the correct person. And then you need to email it. Now, there's another pain in the bum here because Outlook doesn't like Access database files, and it won't open them, it won't send them, so you have to zip them up as well. So you just right click. Oh, I've got Ebby's open. Let me close Ebby's down. Okay, so you've got to right click on it, do send to, and do compressed zip folder. Okay, and then that's what you email. You email the zip file. When you do the email, you have to send out the frequently asked questions. Not that anybody reads them, but you have to send them out anyway. So in the peer folder, maybe not in the peer folder, sorry, in the appraisal database folder there's help files, and there is the frequently asked questions. So it's things like, these are the things that go wrong. People sometimes get confused about things being zipped up. They get confused about the database being in a zip file. So sometimes they'll fill it out, but they'll leave it. They won't have extracted it when they fill it out. So they've got their results in the zip file. I'm trying to remember whether it does actually. I don't think it runs the macros. I don't think it works properly unless they extract it. So I think in the frequently asked questions I put in about how they need to extract it. If I haven't, then make sure you mention that in the email that you send, i.e. this attachment, your database is in the attached zip file. You'll need to open the zip file, click on the database, and then click extract all files. Okay. The other thing that always goes wrong is that people don't change their macro security settings, and the macros won't run unless the macro security settings are set to low, and that causes all sorts of things to go wrong. But the giveaway is that this thing appears, this form who chooses appears. Yeah, that keeps yeah. Or am I talking rubbish? Anyway, ignore me. There's instructions here basically on how they change their macro security settings. Okay. The other thing that goes wrong is that they try and send it when they're either not on the network or they've not got the H drive mapped. They have to be able to see the H drive in Windows Explorer, and they have to be on the network. If they're not on the network or they can't see the H drive, they need to email the database to you so that you can send the forms. Occasionally the data gets messed up, but I've tried to protect against that by going through all the rigmarole of you have to choose the name. So that shouldn't go wrong, but I'll make another video anyway about when data gets messed up and how you try and sort that out. Oh yeah, the other classic one that happens every single round of appraisals is that somebody doesn't save their database and then they've lost the forms that they've filled out. It happens every time. Of course, there's nothing that you can do about that. If they've not saved their database, then they've lost their forms. They've lost what they've typed. It's just like a Word document. If you open a Word document, type a letter, and then don't save it, or don't remember where you saved it, then I'm afraid you've lost it. I'm sorry, you can see me I get riled. But it's the same thing. If they've not saved the database, then their forms are going to be lost. So, again, in the email, I might just say something like, make sure that you save the database and that you know whereabouts you've saved it. Okay? Oh, there's my phone.